Well, guys, here's little Tawanda. I went to Walmart, and I'll show you all the things we got whenever we get inside. But here's my little Tawanda. She's almost packed to the gills. But I'm so proud of myself. This was $290. So I'm going to try something different today. You guys don't see this part, but rather than taking it all inside and sticking it on the floor, I think I'm going to put it all out here on the ground. So, because the dogs, anyway, it's just what I'm going to do. Hang on. Okay, so see, I usually take it one by one into the house, and I set it down in the kitchen, and then the dogs have to wait until I get it all carried in. But now, because the dogs, I know they want to cross over and come see what's going on, and this way, they only had to wait long enough for me to be out there instead of having to wait for me to get it all carried from there to here. And now, but I can't leave the door open to my car because they will just jump in. Callie and Lou will jump in thinking they're going somewhere. But now they can come in and sniff and smell and wonder what all's going on. But I don't have to worry about them hopping in my car thinking that they're going to go somewhere exciting. And now I'll be able to come in. Hi, Sammy Joe. That's my Sammy Joseph, guys. I call him Samuel Joseph. Now, I can come in and carry it on my table, except I got to rearrange my table. And don't be worrying about it being on the floor or the concrete outside. It's okay. I didn't put a raw or a cooked steak out on the floor. Everything was in a bag. It'll be just fine. Don't you worry your pretty little head none, okay? I promise everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right now. Everything's going to be all right. I got to let you go because I'm about to huff and puff as I carry my stuffs. What's that? As I carry my stuffs into the house. And then I'll just set it on my table. Whoop. I'll put my candle over here. So, all right. Anyway, yeah, now I'm going to be making my trips. But this way, they can be out in the garage thinking that something exciting's happening. But meanwhile, I don't have to try to drag them out of my car. Okay, bye. Okay, there's my haul. Thanks for watching. Just kidding. Now I got to get it all put out so that way we can see all the stuffs. But boy, oh boy, I done good today. All right, bye. I'll be back. First off, what does it always say? When I'm in the kitchen recording, he's in here drinking. Anyway, I don't have it set up, but I'm going to talk to y'all while I get it nice and neat. I got some stuff today because part of me is thinking maybe I might do a carnivore-ish reset, because you know I ain't giving up my creamies, and I ain't giving up some sauces and my coffee and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about doing a carnivore-ish reset, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it. But I did not buy very many veggies today. So that's one thing. Something else, that's why I got a lot of chicken. And something else, I also am going to experiment, so I don't know when that video will come out. Do you remember whenever I made those chicken pot pockets? I would like to try that. Ooh, yucky. I would like to try that with the as a corn dog. So anyway, so I got a bunch of. Hang on, I got to wash my hands. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, yeah, that's the chicken breasts. Them are kind of gummy. Anyway, I bought some extra chicken because I thought, well, if I do go do a carnivore-ish reset, I can do some stuff with that. Anyway, so yeah, let me see. Oh, this is good enough. I can talk to y'all a little more. So yeah, I saw a video where this girl, she calls herself compassionate carnivore, just cute as a bug. Anyway, I think she's like 16, 17. Anyway, she made carnivore corn dogs. And I thought, wait a minute, I made those wraps. So why don't I get some ground chicken and try it? So watch for that video. All right, so everything was $290. And before I went in, it was supposed to be $301. But I made a huge shift while I was in there, a very impulsive shift. Took off all of my, the produce except for a red onion and a yellow onion. So, and then I picked up a bunch of chicken. You know, chicken's cheap, man. But if you pair a piece of chicken with a cheap burger patty. Anyway, all right. So I have been wondering if my Walmart sold chicken breast with the skin on it. You all said yes, and they did. I really want to try this in my air fryer, so I'm probably going to do that today, Saturday. I'll probably do that like once we hang up. I'll probably go on and put one in and see how it works. So I got 2 split breast chicken breasts. So they got the bone in it and skin on. One was 12 something, one was 9 something. Then I got 2 packages of chicken thighs with the bone in skin on. I really, really like the flavor of that, y'all, in the air fryer. So I'm going to debone them, and then I'm going to lay them out and freeze them. This was a chuck pot roast that was on sale. I grabbed it because, you know, you got this top part and then you got this bottom like ribeye part. And so anyway, I'm like, oh yeah, I could do that and have that'd be a nice big thick steak. So I'll just make sure I put my thermometer in there. So the ground chicken I told you about. I bought some chicken leg quarters. Like, why not try them in the air fryer? Okay, then the other day I made my salad dressing, and I have one white. So this is white wine vinegar, a balsamic vinegar, a red wine vinegar, and let's see what else. For my coffee, I need to show y'all how I'm doing my coffee nowadays. I'll show you eventually. I picked up a couple s'mores. My store just got those. Then a classic caramel and a French vanilla. These are all sugar-free. Got glasses cleaner and my nighttime eye goo that I always, hang on, I am just, sorry. There's the chicken. There's the stuff that I've said so far. Got some Thousand Island dressing. Y'all know I love to give my dogs this. So I got 3 of these containers of the spray whipping cream. Got toilet paper, some Gain. I haven't tried the Gain, those Steelies, so I got some to try. And some paper towels. I picked up some decaf coffee. I like the taste of I like a hint of that coffee. And again, I've been using my almond milk. And so, yeah, maybe I'll just shove that over there and I'll talk about it later. All right, so my dogs take pills with cheese. So what I've been doing with their bowl is, chat buddy. I drop a pill into their bowl. There's the bowl and the pill. And then I squirt some easy cheese just right on it. And then I put their food on top of it. And they just eat their food, and then in the end, they're so busy licking up that cheese that they don't know. Daycare taught me that. They actually put it like on a paper plate, the pill and then the easy cheese. The dog just licks it up. They're so busy licking, there's no chewing involved. So I picked up some collagen peptides. I got the Vital Proteins. I'm sure there's better brands. I used to buy whenever I was when I was losing my hair. I bought the Perfect Keto? Anyway, that's the one I used to buy, but this is cheaper. And, you know, it's about finances nowadays in our lives. Polynesian, in case I make some salad dressing, even though I didn't buy no salad veggies. In my purse, I always keep a flavor enhancer. And I started buying a clear one for that. The reason being is, you know, whenever I go out to eat, and I order water and then they come back and it's purple or it's blue or it's red. You know, that's kind of confusing for the servers, and then they don't even remember what I got. So this way it's clear so they don't really know what it is. And it, you know, I do leave it sitting on the table, but that way I don't have to even worry about it. So let's shift over here. Okay, I said carnivore-ish. So I needed some Rayos. This is mushroom and bell pepper. You know that's going to be good. I picked up some sliced olives, some black olives. I was putting that on my salad, and I still have a couple salads left. I needed some polish remover. I hate that stuff nowadays. You got to push the button and wait 5 hours for somebody. Banana pepper rings. Again, I was putting that on my salad. I'm not really sure if how that's going to work. Hang on, I'm looking. Red onion and a yellow onion. I picked up some gloves because you know your girl uses those when she touches meat most of the time. Picked up this Waterloo sparkling water. I saw it and I'm like, ooh, peach. I wonder how that tastes. Probably nasty, but anyway, I'll try to remember to tell you. Waterloo. Okay, so I bought a decaf coffee. I have regular coffee. I'm trying to cut back on my caffeine a little bit since I've been using the nicotine patch for my long COVID. And so I don't want to just, that's a stimulant, and I don't want to add a coffee stimulant to it also. So what I've been doing for my coffees, I've been using almond milk. I got that much almond milk, and then like a teaspoon or so of regular coffee. Well, now what I plan on doing is doing half and half and just putting it in its own container and do half, but not all of it. And so whenever, on days when I don't wear the patch, I can still have regular straight coffee. But anyway, so that's what I've been doing with my coffee is the instant coffee with some almond milk and some these. I know this ain't carnivore, and I know that ain't clean, but you know, I ain't gonna freak out about it. There's chemicals everywhere we go, so I'm doing the best for me. If you can't do that, then don't do it. You do what's best for you. You do you, and I'll do me. Anyway, so yeah, so that is my Walmart haul today. It was $290. Like I said, when I left, it was $301, but I made some swaps while I was there. Had no clue what it was going to be. I was like, oh boy, this is I might have to take some out of my savings. But I didn't. Good job, Terry Toodle. And you come out $10 in the good. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye. I'm just going to add this to my Walmart haul video. What I did was on the bulk of the chicken thighs, I went ahead and pulled out the bones. I cut out the bones, I should say. You know these babies got a bone. And then the others I put in this bag. I kind of pushed a little between them, hoping that maybe they'll freeze a little bit separately. And then, so those are under there. It's just thighs underneath. And I got parchment paper. And then underneath them in parchment paper here. Now I'm going to put parchment paper over this and cover it with cellophane. Give me just a second. Y'all, I said cellophane, but I meant foil. So let me bring this over and I'll show you what I already have over in the freezer. So down here, I have the chicken thighs. They are done the exact same way, or the boneless. No. Hang on. The chicken leg quarters. Those are in there with about 3 or 4 thighs. I did not debone those thighs. So when you see me pulling some out and I'm like, dang it, there's bones in these. That's why. I should have, but it's okay. So I put parchment paper on the bottom. The reason why is my experience is that things stick to the foil. So by putting parchment paper and then the foil, it's kind of adding that extra layer. And reason why I wanted the foil on the top of this one especially is we're about to set this one on top of this one. And we're going to leave it here for several hours. And the reason why is we're just going to kind of, I don't know, flash freeze, quick, individualize freeze. Hang on, it's going to make noise. Okay, I'm going to set this one right on top of that one. And it doesn't matter if they're leaning to the side or whatnot because I have, that parchment paper and I have the juices out of there. So now those are just going to sit in there and flash freeze all day. And guys, this is why I don't need a lot of broth in my life. We've got beef broth. These are seasoned, clean, no seasoning. I call it clean when there's no seasoning. Juice for pork butt, cream of chicken, cream of mushroom, seasoned chicken, pot roast, not clean, pot roast, not clean. Then down there I have a bunch of tallow, and I think I have looks like 2 lards left. So this is what's in my deep freeze. Under that I have burger patties and some 80/20. So that's why I don't really need to buy much beef for a while. But anyway, this is what I did with the chicken. Like I said, I also have this ground chicken and then this chuck pot roast. You'll just have to see that whenever I cook it. But I just kind of wanted you to know in this video, since you saw me with the chicken, look, anything that's not refrigerated except for those 2 is still on the table. I ain't got that far yet. Okay, bye.